Hello my friends, David Kessler here and welcome back to the studio. You know, recently some friends of ours went through a construction project on their house, and it was a kind of a, I don't know if you want to call it an emergency thing, but almost an emergency sort of situation. And because I, used to work as an architect for 30 years, I helped them through the process and told them what they needed to do and, helped them get a contractor and all that sort of thing. And I was talking to him yesterday, and this has been ongoing for, probably 3 or 4 months. And I said, it always takes longer than you think. Anytime you're doing construction work, and we're about to undertake some stuff here at the house, so I know it's going to take longer than you think, or longer than any estimates are typically given at the front end. And I know after working in architecture for 30 years that, things happen and you find things, they come up and time is extended and things take longer. And I started to think about that and how that applies to art and what we do as artists. And it's kind of the same thing. I mean, if you're trying to learn a new technique, if you're a beginning painter and you think, oh, I'm just going to jump right into this thing and in no time I'll be creating these masterpieces, and that's what we think, right? But it takes longer than you think to be a good painter. It takes longer than you think to learn the fundamentals of how to be a painter. It takes longer than you think to quote unquote master a medium. It takes longer than you think to move into doing another medium and the transition from one to the other or learning another one it's different, and it takes longer than you think to do that. It takes longer than you think sometimes to develop a series of work. It may take longer than you think to come up with an idea for a painting or a good concept for the composition of a painting. It may take longer than you think to develop a painting for a show or a series of paintings for a show. And what I always tell people, if you've never been in a show before and you have to develop some new work, and you want to develop new work to put in the show, do not wait until close to the deadline to submit the work, because you're putting too much pressure on yourself, and it may take longer than you think to come up with that good painting. It may not happen the first time. You may have to paint, if you have a specific composition in mind, it may take multiple times to paint that painting for it to turn out the way you want it to turn out for the show. So don't be a procrastinator. Start early so that when the deadline arrives, you have the painting that you want to submit. And it's a lot of things in life, not only just architecture or building or art, but a lot of things take longer than you think. And my, advice always is to, enjoy the process, enjoy being part of the process, and to be patient. And patience is not something that's easy for me. It's not something that I do very well, ever, on anything. But to hang in there, even though you think it's going to be done quickly and it takes longer, just hang in there, right? Enjoy what you're doing. Enjoy the process that you're going through. And say, it's a learning experience. It's a new life experience, maybe. Something I haven't done before, so enjoy it as much as possible. Don't give up, hang in there, and see the thing through. And that's really all you can do. You can either stop and quit, which is not good, or you can just enjoy it for what it is, as a learning experience, a life experience, and move forward with it and do the best job that you can with it. That's kind of the way I approach things in life, and that's the way I approach things in art. I realized after painting for 30 years that nothing really comes that easily, and that you have to constantly work at it and work for it, and try to do the best that you can do to move forward with what it is that you're doing as a painter. So keep that in mind. Don't get, I know it's easy to get frustrated. Try not to get frustrated or flustered about it. Just hang in there. And work hard at it, and you'll come through at the other end of it. You just have to do it. You just have to stick with it, and you'll be fine, and you'll be able to master whatever it is that you want to master. And I look forward to seeing whatever that is that you do. and don't be afraid to show it to the world when you get through it, because we need to see that kind of stuff. All right, so hang in there. Know that it may probably take longer than you thought, but you're okay with that because you're going to persevere through it. And I hope this was helpful for you, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks.